Hey guys, so I want to talk to you guys about a unit study that me and the girls recently did. It was the American Girl Meet Kaya series. The series comes with 6 books. We only own 3 because I had a really hard time finding 3 other ones. I looked everywhere and I just seemed to not be able to find them. I had already started purchasing them separately and I saw the complete set and I didn't really want to go back and have extra books, but in hindsight I wish I would have. I think I bought this first book a long time ago. I saw it and thought it was really cool, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I didn't know how interested my girls would be in the American Girl book series because I have a lot of maybe like the first or second book for a lot of the girls, but I don't have the complete series. And so when I was trying to go back to buy them, I had to really piece them together and kind of wish I just bought the whole set one at a time. But anyway, that is the books. A little bit of information about the book and the main character. Her name is Kaya. It might look like Kaya or Kayla. I've heard people pronounce her name different ways, but it's pronounced Kaya. She is a Native American girl of the Nez Perce tribe. Her story basically is set prior to permanent settlers in the area by white Europeans. The stories are post-Western contact and evidenced by the fact that the tribe has horses and her grandmother has pock marks from prior contact that leads to disease. I'm reading off a fact sheet, by the way. So she gets some sort of pock marks, so like chicken pox type of situation that she contracts in the story, and it leads to disease. She's a very active girl. She loves, outdoors, swimming, going to the river every morning with the other girls. She loves caring for animals, especially horses. We see her on a horse. She has a sister. She tends to get in trouble because she makes rash decisions. She is described as ambitious, resourceful, and that's kind of like a summary of more about the main character Kaya. The book in itself is a great read because, like I said, it talks about post-Western contact. So the first book or two, I don't know how the second book, but this book and the second book really just talk about Kaya and her life, and then they kind of gently introduce European settlers and her take on that, her grandmother's take on that, their tribe's take on that as a people, and that's also really interesting. It just gives a different perspective of what America was like before European settlers came over here, because I think a lot of time we start quote unquote American history once European settlers were here. So it's like a lot of times I see people skip even that part. They're just like, there was slavery and then that's when it started, and that's not true. There were hundreds, thousands of years before any outside people came over here. So it's great to tell their story as well. So that's why I chose this book. So if you're interested in anything like that, I would say this is a great book for you and your kiddos. As far as ages, it recommends 7 and up, but I think that's for reading ability. For content, I would say that's fine too. It just depends on how your child perceives information. Like if they're going to be upset about certain things and certain aspects of history, I would say wait or pre-read. Definitely pre-read. And I don't think you need to read all 6 books. I think if you just read probably the first chapter and maybe a middle chapter and then the last chapter, you would probably get a pretty good idea of if your child could handle the book, because there's another series called Addie that my girls they're not really into because it discusses slavery, and for them slavery is scary. So we're still working on a more gentle approach of introducing slavery. We're not going to act like it never happened, because it did, but I don't want to, scare them about it. We're African American, so I would think as a child learning about slavery could be scary. And I think the main thing is because they feel like we could too become slaves again. So if anyone else has ever had those issues, because I see a lot of people introducing slavery to really young children, you know, what their thoughts and opinions and any tips and all that. That'll be great. Leave those down below. But yeah, so these are the 3 books we have. So we did that for about a month, and then on Friday, this past Friday, today's Monday morning, by the way, we went over the fact sheet that I printed off. Here is the website. And I feel like I just typed in on teacher paid teachers, her name, Kaya, and then free, and then I think 2 or 3 resources came up. But I will try to link them down below, but I'm 100% sure that I got them from teachers paid teachers. Type in Kaya, free, and this will pop up. Then another thing we had was a little trivia game, and it just has fun little facts on the cards that you could cut out. We did not get to this, but I thought I would show you guys, and you can make up 2 of your own. Then the girls made little peg dolls, which were really cute. They turned out really beautifully. So there's just like the 3 little dolls. They're all Kaya, so they've got little braids. So that was really sweet. Then I purchased the set when I purchased the books. It is a little teepee, which I thought was really nice. I really like the construction of the teepee. I think a lot of times we see like a generic looking teepee. It's like sticks and a piece of fabric around it, but this has a lot of detailing and a lot of construction, and I think it looks more realistic, so I really like that. It's really sturdy too. And then it came with these little wooden figurines and people and the animals, so I really like that. So there's like it looked like a buffalo or something, and a horse, and then like a little family of people, and then an eagle, which is nice. So yeah, what I really enjoyed about the faces and color of the people, I didn't want to buy anything with like red skin or anything that was offensive. And also, if you look at their clothing, no one's in like traditional, you know, Native American headgear, you know what I mean? Like they have regular clothes on, which I really did enjoy. I try to really put an emphasis on that. You know, different people of different cultures, yes, they have headdressings and special attires for special occasions, but they don't walk around every day like that. So I really want my girls to know that. So there's that. So then the last thing we did was they drew horses, and I had a book on it's a us form book, you know, teach your child to draw, and has like different animals and things. So they all drew a horse. And then also, that's it, the last thing is one more thing. They made some woven rugs or cloths. So this was a great fine motor skill, really, for my younger ones, because everyone kind of had a hard time doing this. I was, you know, kind of surprised, but we were kind of struggling with this. So it took us a little bit of time, so that's why we didn't have time to do some of the other things. And this is just their fat card that was supposed to go with their horses, but there's Belle. She's in our video now, but overall, I really enjoyed the unit study. Comment down below if you like videos like this. We plan on doing a unit study like this, starting off at the beginning of the month as far as reading the book, and then on the last day, which will be on a Friday, doing activities like this, so that way it's still educational, but it's fun, you know, things like that. So comment down below your thoughts and your opinions, and thank you guys so much for watching. Bye bye.